sadly, I think a lot of people are not self-aware because we are in this bubble of trying to make money, men and women. And we think that once we get there, then I'm ready to get married.
But people don't notice the red flags because of the fact that they haven't done their own inner work. They haven't done their own self-work to even recognize what they think that they deserve. And there's this thing that says that you accept the love that you think you deserve. And I think that that's so true because sometimes you see that why are people almost like regurgitating the same experiences that maybe their parents, their mother went through abuse. Why are they also accepting abuse? And you just think that the person is just foolish. Why are they just foolish? Why can't they know that they deserve better than this? But it's that they already have a broken concept of love. And what love means to them, what love has, manifested to them is something that looks broken. And so when they see a broken love, they think that that is what they deserve because that's all they've ever known.
Hi, good evening, everybody. You're welcome to the Unbothered show. Here at Unbothered, what we try to do, we have conversations that bring people to the consciousness of doing relationship and even friendships right. Where we also try to make people understand that relationships can be molded through the right beliefs with God. And we have amazing guests today. And also, I would like to say, if you are not following the Unbothered show on any social media platform, I would like you to please open up your Instagram and follow us. Go on YouTube, subscribe. We are also on all your favorite listening platform, your favorite podcast listening platforms. Today's conversation is really, really very amazing. We're going to be talking about the purpose or the place of purpose when you want to actually choose a spouse, whether a relationship or for marriage. And I would like you guys to do something for me, please. There's a lot of space in front, and I would like to plead that we draw near and sit. Fill up the spaces in front. It's all for everybody. It's not for me. I want us to, I've seen people, please sit. Please draw near, sit in front. Yes. For everybody who has come on time, we love you and thank you for coming in. So, as you can see, my co-host is not here. She's right inside the crowd. And I will leave her to actually take it up from here. Zora.
Good evening, everybody. Is only one side. Good evening, everybody. And welcome to the Unbothered. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Sorry that we're starting a bit late. Firstly, I'm very grateful that you could make it, irrespective of the weather, the rain, and Lagos traffic. Right. Thank you so much. So today we have an exciting conversation happening. Something that I think that we've touched around a bit, but we're just going to go into it more. But before we go into the conversations and introducing our guests, I have a couple of questions for the audience. So if you see me walk up to you, please don't ignore my mic. Don't be shy. We are all one family here. Really. And for the purpose of the questions that I'm asking right now, and at the end I'm going to say something, but I'm going to explain it. But yes, we'll start from there. So my first question is, both to male and female, I want you to think about it before I get to you. When you hear purpose, right? If I walk up to you and I say, what do you think your purpose is as a person? I want you to be, I know that God sent all of us here to be leaders, to bring people to Christ, but that's not what I want to hear. How are you doing that? Is it in place of career? Do you own a non-profit? Are you an entrepreneur? What is it? So, anybody that walked to first? Hi.
Hi, Akuna.
Hi. Akuna. You said? Okay, so Akuna, do you hear my question? So, hey, this is why we have this icebreaker session. So that you stop pressing your phone. So my question is, what do you think your purpose is? And I'm saying that in respect of what actually are you doing? And can you tell your purpose from what you're doing? Career, work, whatever it is.
Okay, good evening everyone. So yeah, my name is Akuna and I would say that my purpose is to be a blessing to everyone that I find, everyone that comes my way and every space I find myself in. So let me explain with my career, right? So I'm a human resources manager and what I do is not just, creating an environment where the culture where people thrive, but I intentionally ensure that every policy that I make in the organizations I work for or I work with, I bring in that human thriving culture, right? From training to growth to career path. I do that off, my proper 9 to 5. I used to work with kids. So kids who were just leaving secondary school to university. So I helped them navigate the whole, okay, what should I do in school? Just identifying where they can fit in other than just, accepting, okay, mommy said I should go to school and learn this. Yes, so.
That's a very self-aware answer. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Akuna.
Thank you.
Guys, I hope you are listening. This place is to foster relationships, People who have calling already, they've positioned themselves, they are aware.
She can stop matchmaking my audience.
I mean.
Hi. Hello. So you know my question, right? Rephrase it. Okay, so my question is, what do you think your purpose is? And in answering that, you give respect to what you do and how you can find your purpose in that. So I'll give it, like Akuna says, right? Her purpose is to bring joy and to help sure that people thrive. And she does that through HR, practically in building policies within organizations, where policies that enable people to thrive. Policies that make sure that you're not just coming to work for work's sake, but in your work you can grow and you can become. Another example I'll give for myself is, I feel like for me, my purpose is to tell stories that redefine the branded image of Africa, right? And I do that through storytelling as a filmmaker and through fashion. So if you understand your purpose and you're very self-aware, which is what I'm trying to get from the questions, so I need you to internalize. I said, think about it. I don't know if I sound like this, but okay.
Okay, my name is Jide. So, Jide.
Oh, hi, Jide.
Hi. So, I know what my purpose is, but I'm still, I can't say that I'm fully executing yet. I've started and I'm still trying to craft. I think, or I believe, is to create, meaningful experiences for people. So, I have an advertising background. And so in, pushing out communication and, selling, rather than it just being, the typical cold selling, we try to create experiences. So that's something I ponder on. And then I have certain projects that I'm still working on, which is around, experiences. So I think that's much that I can say now, but I know what it is, but it's not, I'm not at the point where I can comfortably tell you that I've executed it perfectly. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Which is okay, right? Because I don't think we come into purpose once. So now, thankfully, 2 people have answered my question, which goes, and we go into my second question, which is, if you know your purpose, and for example, Chika is trying to matchmake all of you here, if it's possible, right?
I have my
so
way.
If you know your purpose and you are asked to pick one person in this room to become your partner, what would you be looking for? Not co-founder. We are
not co-founder. We're not here to look for co-founder.
The Unbothered is not for tech people.
We're not here
The Unbothered is for relationship
It's not
people.
business conversation.
It's not business conversation. So if I say pick one person that you're going to marry now, and you know your purpose, right? And you need a partner that can work with you in purpose, what would you be looking for? And please, I'm saying this because I can come say you say kindness, joy, love of God, which is very important. But that's a very general answer. If you start a conversation with someone and you can listen, what would you be looking for?
Okay.
It's a nostalgia.
So nostalgia is one of the things that I'm doing in purpose, right? I believe that identity is a key factor towards flourishing. If you don't know who you are, you cannot evolve to become who you're supposed to be. If you don't know where you are, and in trying to drive this, I try to create experiences, around entertainment, music, and all what have you. So, I think what I'll be looking for is someone that is somewhat a catalyst.
Karabada.
So a catalyst speed up the
Break it, sir.
okay.
Catalyst.
So
Ladies, listen.
a catalyst speed up the rate of reaction, right? In sciences back in the day. So somebody that can see what I'm doing and take that journey with me so that I actualize, in better time. Because they say if you want to go fast, go by yourself. Want to go far, go with someone. So someone that can go far with me, like looking at the picture, and then we have milestones, and we're evolving into what we eventually want to achieve. So a catalyst.
Beautiful. Ladies, like I said, listen. Guys are here,
Very single Lagosian. You want to commit to you because
the most
you are
single man in Lagos.
People, but you are single.
The most single man in Lagos.
You did do fucking single 2025. After 4 marriages.
After you have made 4 marriages come out through your show.
We need to pray for this man before the show. We'll stand up and lay
single man in Lagos.
Hello, sir. So that we can post this on social media. I know if we can find her for you. Please answer my question.
Your question is hard though.
Jam question.
Yeah. So your question is how am I using my purpose? Okay, you don't even know if I know, but okay, since I know, no problem.
Let's assume you know.
Your purpose now.
Okay, then.
If you were to pick someone to be your partner, like your wife, what would you pick for? Knowing your purpose. Not kindness, peace and joy. It's Jesus that gives that one.
It's Jesus that I have.
Okay, so very quickly, I think my purpose is to help people connect to each other and live a purposeful life through creativity, community, and health.
Yes.
For those that know, I just launched a health startup. It's called Bubblegum Health, and it helps empowers women reproductive health discreetly and through attendance to compassionate care by female doctors alone and reproductive products. Shout out to my co-founder. And then also have very single Lagosians, which is a divine purpose to help single people find love in Lagos.
I mean,
we've had marriages, we've had single people, we've had 4 marriages, and God has blessed them. And if you know that
single, but people are
you're here, you don't have spiritual problem, the marriage will come soon in Jesus' name. Thank you, Father. And I also run a digital agency. So yes, creativity, community, and health. So I think that to find a partner, I did strong talking stage. I don't know where I did it like this. Okay. But where I think I'll just find somebody that is kind, compassionate enough to go on this journey and also know the person's journey and also ambitious enough to understand the length of the journey and also open to navigate life and somewhere that is very wholesome and has healed completely. That's important to me.
Amazing.
Thank you. Because me, I don't heal.
Wholesome. Are you healed?
Wholesome and healed completely.
We don't do trauma here.
Wow. You look so beautiful, my God. Good evening. Did you mind answering my question?
Good evening. So my name is Chinazom.
Nice to meet you, Chinazom. Yeah,
That's the name I go by. No, that's like I have English names, but I prefer Chinazom.
Love it.
God is saving me, so.
Yes.
So for me, so let's start with purpose, right? So I heard like a while back that there's nothing like a Christian shoemaker. There's nothing like a Christian tailor. You're a good tailor, you're a good tailor. You're a good shoemaker, you're a good shoemaker. So for me, I believe that what you're doing with your life can change. Like I currently work in finance. I'm a stockbroker.
Aha.
But before that, I was a consultant.
Aha.
And I might decide 10 years from now that I just want to own a cafe.
Beautiful.
So what you're doing can change. But I think like your purpose should be, so for me, my purpose is just to show up and give my best. So it's
Doing
almost
your
like
best for a living.
no matter what I'm doing, because that can change, what I'm doing can change. But I always want to just show up as the most authentic self and give value. So I'm working for somebody now. I'm diligent in what I do. If I stop working for this company and I start my own thing, I should be just as diligent, so unchanging throughout whatever I'm doing.
Amazing.
So if I'm looking for a partner, in fairness, I think a lot of people look for a partner in terms of what they are doing with their lives. And they want somebody that aligns with what they're doing with their lives. So I want somebody that I like and I enjoy.
Aha.
That's really what I
Very, very sweet. Boys, take note.
It's really, I mean, I would think that based on home training I have, you have home training as well.
Very important.
If you have purpose and then I just enjoy you, then we can build something.
Enjoyment is the word.
Boys,
So
are you
what is-
taking note? My single
Enjoyment
brothers.
is the word. So what is they look like say he won't dissect the word. Oh my god. Where did she run to? Guess she knew I was
She
coming
ran
to-
away.
Did you get?
Sarah ran away.
Hi. Are you shy? Even if you are, my mic is coming to you. So yeah, question.
Zara.
Question.
She's taking.
Even if she's taking, she's not going to answer my question. That's even the more reason why, because she will tell me why she chose the person that took her. I mean, we're not going there, but it was chicken that outed you. You know? See, the umbrella is for all of us, not just people that are sitting down there. So teach us, tell us, speak to us. Okay, so
For us single people.
the question is, do you know your purpose? Right? Like, what do you aim to do? And how do you do that? Through work, through the things that you, maybe volunteering or anything. And then if you were to pick a partner that aligned or would help with that purpose, what's one thing that you'll be looking for? Yes.
Okay, so the first part about like purpose and all of that, I think that my purpose is to be a blessing and like a source of joy, peace to all the people around me, like my sphere of influence, and then the things I'm passionate about bring out that purpose. So if I'm teaching, if I'm working, baking, like everything I'm doing is to ensure that like everybody have access to is elevated in some way, even if it's satisfying your hunger or like ensuring that like something elevates anytime like someone experiences me or anything that has to do with me. I believe that what purpose is, and anybody, if I meet you, I will be better than I met you. So then that can go like deeper, like, and that's what I said, like based on things I then find interest in or like I'm passionate about. And in picking a partner who aligns with that, I just think it's someone who is not necessarily doing exactly what I'm doing, but sees it, believes in it, buys into it, and is able to push me to be the best in everything that I'm doing, and vice versa. So it's not necessarily like, oh, we'll have things that we're doing together, But then it's not every single thing I'm doing that person has to be doing. It's just that the person believes in it and wants the best out of that thing as much as I want the best out of that thing. So that's how I see it.
All right, thank you, everyone. Probably end this question, but I don't know if you guys noted something like I did when I was walking around. So I purposely asked 2 males and 2 females this question, and for the men, one has said a catalyst, like naming the word. He has said someone who is healed, and someone just who is ready to go on journey, but someone who is healed, very heavy on healing. But then I asked the ladies, and she has said someone that she enjoys. It's not really about what you are doing. It's not really about the ambition. And I asked her, and she has said that, oh, it's just, just someone that is willing to go with me. We don't have to do the same thing. What I'm highlighting here is we need to understand the difference on how men and women pick partners. And it's very evident with the question, with the answers that was given, right? And that's why we're going into the topic that we're going today. Because firstly, it's not really just about knowing what you think your purpose is, right? And definitely a purpose is not something that you can achieve once, or it's not something you come into at a time in your life. A purpose is not even driven by something material or something that you can't see. Yeah. But then the person that you're picking to go with you on this journey, the person is going to Gwagwalada, and then you are going to Owerri. How can it work? Or will it work? And a lot of us are in that situation. A lot of relationships are in that situation. Right. So we're going to bring our guest speakers up. Chike is going to introduce them for us.
Hi guys. So we're going to go straight.
Chike, why do I feel like you're fine? Who's the hi guys? Talk to my people nice.
The energy is too plenty. Sometimes I can't help it. So guys, we're going straight into the conversation, and I want you guys to listen, pay attention. There are 2 amazing people in our midst today. We call him Pastor Martins. He's a mentor to a lot of us. But we call him PM for short. So please, can you grace us with your presence on stage? And he's here with his wife and his beautiful children. Just somewhere around there. A round of applause to her for coming with it. Thank you so much. And also, we have another amazing guest. And I call her Kamsi. Yeah, Kamsi is so amazing. You should go check her out on Instagram. She gives us a lot of amazing words of encouragement. She tells us things that nourishes your soul, that helps you through the journey of life. Kamsi, please, can you grace us in your presence on stage? Thank you so much. So guys, like I said, we're discussing conversations around purpose. And if you're just coming, or if this is your first time coming to the Unbothered show, it is a place where we talk about conversations that helps you come to the consciousness of how you can do relationships right and nurture them beautifully to go into marriages. I will leave it up to my co-host to take it out from here.
I'll just leave everything to me this way. All right, good evening, guys. Welcome to the Unbothered for the 5th and the on-term time. I will keep saying it, But for the conversation today, the topic is, where is purpose in picking your partner? And the reason, because we had another topic, and so there's a way I brood and I meditate on things. And I think I was doing that one day, and I was thinking about how people choose partners, especially in today's world, right? Where it feels like on Instagram, people say this thing now, where all of us good online. But once you drop your phone, only us know what they see for relationship, right? And then I was thinking about it as a woman, where I feel that a lot of times we women, right, pick relationships, like I said, out of just an emotional balance. And it was because I heard something Pastor Femi Lazarus has said. He has said that if you are a woman that is very ambitious, you can't just pick any man. You can't even pick a typical African man, right? And so thinking about that thing, I was like asking myself, like, what are the patterns that show up in my life when I feel like I want to pick somebody, when I feel like I'm trying to go, do I even know that these patterns exist, right? I might say that I'm very ambitious, but then when I want to pick a partner, so I really just look for somebody that is to give me peace, that I say that at the end of the day, I can just come back to cuddles or, oh my God, was your day good? And that's it. Person's not asking about my business because person's business is his own business. Person's not asking about my work, right? Well, like we don't have conversations concerning the work that I do, the things that I do, but we can have every other conversation, go out, have fun and come back. Does that align with my purpose? Does that align in the long run? If I eventually get married to this person, what's going to happen to me in between? Especially because the dynamics of marriage changes for women and men immediately the bands and the rings are there. And I think that we don't clock it enough. We don't think about it enough, right? And so that was why I texted Chike. I was like, I think this should be the topic. So the first question that I will ask, and I'll say that to Kamsi, and for me, I want to start from the back. What do you think? How do you think brokenness? Because he had talked about healing, and ambition, but he had talked about healing completely, right? Firstly, I don't think a person heals completely, but I think they heal to a certain amount because sometimes you don't know how trauma shows in when you get into a marriage. Something can happen and trigger something again, but then you probably have gotten to a certain place where you know that, okay, this is not because of this person. This is because of trauma and I know how to handle it now. But how do you think that people don't notice the brokenness and the pattern that show up in their relationship and how they pick partners? And what does true healing mean to be able to go on from like a relationship that has ended to something new?
So basically the question is, how do people recognize brokenness?
Yes.
In a relationship? First of all, thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here. This is obviously my first time on the Unbothered show. We don't seem very unbothered here. I don't know where that name, I need to find out where that name came from because we don't seem very unbothered here, but it's my privilege to be here. So I think, with what you said about brokenness, I completely agree with the fact that we never really fully, like when you say healing is a continuous journey. Particularly if there's a lot of trauma, a lot of brokenness, a lot of like personal experiences, background, it's something that you are consistently on that journey of. But I think when it comes to brokenness, particularly when in relationships, a lot of times, right, what people don't notice the red flags because of the fact that they haven't done their own inner work. They haven't done their own self-work to even recognize what they think that they deserve. And, there's this thing that says that you accept the love that you think you deserve. And I think that that's so true because sometimes you see that why are people almost like regurgitating the same experiences that maybe their parents went through or maybe their mother went through abuse. Why are they also accepting abuse? And you just think that the person is just foolish. Why are they just foolish? Why can't they know that they deserve better than this? But it's that they already have a broken concept of love and what love means to them. What love has, manifested to them is something that looks broken. And so when they see a broken love, they think that is what they deserve because that's all they've ever known, right? And so I think that it all honestly comes back to understanding yourself, understanding who you are, understanding, because I'm a believer, so I also say understanding who you are in Christ, understanding what you deserve, understanding, and this comes not just from like as a woman, but also as a man, like understanding I deserve love that is not just transactional. I deserve love that is healing. I deserve love that makes room for me. Right. And so I think that, that brokenness, like identifying brokenness you can only identify brokenness if you yourself are on a journey of self-awareness and self-understanding and self-mastery. Right. And so I think that, with brokenness, right, I think you have to pay attention. It sounds so obvious, but then the truth is that when we like someone or even love someone, let's not even go to love. When you like someone, you want to make all the excuses for that person. And so it makes it hard for you to be able to see when something is right in front of your face. Like this person, this toxic trait, this person is bleeding from a place of brokenness, right? And so I think that, it all goes right back to who you know yourself to be in Christ, your identity, who you are. And, for example, I would say my own example of like, I didn't grow up in a situation where I really, really witnessed a lot of healthy marriages and relationships around me. And because of that, people just say that, when you have that kind of, when you come from, a your parents are separated, it's going to be like a pattern, a cycle, whatever it is. Like the things that you saw, you would also experience it. And first of all, I think I'm so grateful that I met or discovered God when I did, because God rewrote that story for me in that point that people say that, okay, because of your experience this, you saw this is what's going to happen to you. If anything, I'm like, no, it ends here. It's not going to happen to me. Right. And so I was so intentional about noticing the person, and not just from a place of, okay, I deserve the best. I'm a queen. No, but like actually understanding who I am, understanding what I stand for, understanding what is not in alignment with who I want to be and who I'm trying to even become. And it's like, you have to even see yourself from a non-broken lens to realize that you deserve more than brokenness. Because if you are also going through your own healing, you're going to say, well, I mean, I'm also healing. So like, who is perfect? Who better pass kind of thing. But then it's like, you're not just trying to marry or be in a relationship with what the person is right now, but with what the person is going to be and who you are going to be. And so I think that self-understanding, that self-mastery is really, really how you're able to identify brokenness, because it's from a place of, okay, I know that this is who I am. And so if you are speaking to me in this way, or if you are not giving me the level of attention that I think that you should be giving me, and not in a like, oh, you have to be always talking to me kind of way, but in the sense that I expect something of you. But if you think that you are just nothing, then whatever you see, whatever someone gives you, you accepted it because you just think that, well, I'm nothing. So, I mean, I hope that answers your question.
Oh, so beautiful.
That's actually a beautiful question, especially because she has said you have to see yourself and you have to pay attention. Because even you that is a queen, do you know how a queen should be treated? I feel like that's even what's missing a lot. Like, people say, oh my God, I'm the table. Do you know what makes a table? It means like you should be able to carry like a buffet. Yeah. But you're carrying akara and bread. And you don't even know, because, we have different tables. If you think about it. But then which of the table are you? So many people don't. I feel like, again, we use words a lot. We're in a generation that uses words a lot. It's easy to speak. But then it's very hard for us to sit down and break it down. And coming to that question of Pastor Martins, she had talked about patterns and not just liking a person or being with a person for who they are now and for when they cross into marriage. And then we hear things like anything that you see in a relationship now, when you get into marriage, is double. That's what we hear, to be very honest. So if he's slapping you now inside marriage, he will be using hammer on you. If he's buying flowers now inside marriage, he should be buying you a bouquet or a tree. You should plant a garden in your house. Right? So what would you say are the obvious or even missed, very little signs of brokenness and non-alignment in purpose for people? Because it's not really just focusing on the brokenness, right? Sometimes people, like, I don't think people understand that you can be in marriage with in a relationship with a person. They are not necessarily bad people, but then you guys are not purpose aligned. Right? It's not about the money. It's not about, oh, does he dress? Is she fine? Do I want fine children? So what are like some signs, very obvious and very invisible signs that you think people miss when it comes to working together as a couple?
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for having me, Chike and Zora, or rather the Unbothered. Right? You guys are unbothered? About what?
Very unbothered about what culture says.
About what culture says, yeah. So I think this is a very beautiful thing that you are doing, especially as young people. And I don't say that to mean that I'm old. I'm a young man. That we are doing this, and we're also trying to be aware or to become self-aware before we get into marriage. Right? So I think this is commendable. Thank you guys for doing this. Because most times things like this are done either in churches, or maybe some professionals somewhere. So thank you for picking it up and for doing this. I mean, like what Honorable was doing with very single Lagosians. Okay. Again, thank you for having me. So I think that, first of all, if you are not self-aware, you won't be able to even get the signals of brokenness in your relationship. And sadly, I think a lot of people are not self-aware because we are in this bubble of trying to make money, men and women. And we think that once we get there, then I'm ready to get married. And that's disaster waiting to happen. Then some people they think that they're not right. Like you said, it's not about the money, right? Even though the money is important. So I remember when I got married 9 years ago, I had friends who were not married. I would be encouraging them. Guy, you've been dating this girl for a while. Do you want to marry this person? Yes. So what's the problem? So they're afraid. They think they don't have enough money. And as at then, they were earning much more than me. And they were afraid to get married. So it comes with a lot of self-awareness. So before I got married, amongst all my friends, I was one of the ones that got married the latest. I got married at 35. So most of my friends were wondering, what's up? And some of my married friends, women especially, say, you are too choosy. You are too selective. I said, that's true. And I think everybody is and should be. I'm very selective. Because I happen to I had a lot of friends, girls around me, and even the ones that were bold enough to say how far. So, and I said, no, it's not you. So some of them were very concerned. How do you know it's not you?
It's not you, Ke. And later they will say,
some of my friends told me I was proud. Because I said, no, it's not that girl. He said, you are too choosy. Is she not fine enough? I said, who told you it's fine I'm looking for? But of course, fine, Jano. Have you seen my wife? But I became self-aware because I came from a dysfunctional and broken home. So I spent a lot of time to think, to analyze. Do you get? So I became aware of what I wanted, how I wanted to live my life. And as a Christian, it was shocking to most of my friends when I said, I don't want to marry a church girl. They're like, I said, yes, I'm not saying I want to marry a devil. I don't want a church girl. I don't want somebody who's religious, who is loyal to the system of organized religion. I'm not interested. Like, even if the person doesn't even go to church now and I meet the person, I would know. I didn't want somebody like that. Do you get? And there were people I had these friends that out of pressure, I almost asked the sister out. Pressure from friends. This one uncle, that one. Consider somebody. You're too choosy. I said, okay. So I started trying to put somebody in that zone where becoming close, she was like my closest female friend. Do you know why I did not ask her out?
Please tell us, sir.
So one day she closed from work and she was going home and she called me that she just closed, she's going home. I said, oh, that's fine, no problem. I'm still around, I'm waiting for traffic. Lagos traffic helped my soul. Because perhaps if that thing had not happened. So I said I was waiting for traffic. Then I waited till 10. She called me around 6:30. So 10, my friend and I, we started going home. He was driving my car. I was tired. Then she called me when I was almost home, say 10:30-ish. And immediately she called me. I was like, oh, sorry. Are you home yet? And she just went. So if she had not called me, I would not have called. And it's time now that I'm using to ask. I just kept quiet. She just ranted and then ended the call. Bum. So immediately she said it. I just dropped my phone. I said, thank you, Lord. That was it. I did not need another talk. Because she was not my babe. She was my friend. So I was thinking, okay, amongst all my friends, maybe. So some people said I was harsh. One other person told me, the devil you know is better than the angel you don't know. And then I signed out. I said, you are a Christian. You prefer a devil than an angel because you don't know the angel. I said, okay. Because I don't, like you said, we use words a lot. And words matter to me. Because, like I tell my wife sometimes, I say, I believe Jesus more than I believe you. Jesus said, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So you can't just tell me that, no, I just said it. It's there. So words are very important to me. So if somebody prefers a devil to an angel, don't worry, I don't need the explanation. So when she did that, I just said, okay, that's fine, no problem. In my mind, you're not even my babe. You're talking to me like this. So what will happen? I beg, I'm not fit fight. Because I'm not going to do that kind of fight. So she called me the next day and was trying to say, you didn't even, I just said, in your life, if you treat people like that, I'm not the type. You called me, yelled at me, and ended the call before I even said it. Don't try it with me. That was it. The next week, my wife called me as a friend. And we spoke for 3 weeks and I said, I want to marry you. And that's 9 years.
Again.
So the reason because I was self-aware, I had boundaries. It may be that maybe you're harsh. I know I'm the gentleman. I mean, if you know me.
Wait, but I had boundaries. I want to break in here because I'm thinking about what you said, to be very honest. And so I think it needs a bit of balance that I feel like the audience will need, not even just here, but social media. Because, so it's two things. She had called you on her way home. You said you were waiting for traffic. You didn't call or text to find out she had gotten home. One. Irrespective of if she was your friend or your girlfriend.
Because I do that regularly.
Right? You do that regularly.
Yes.
You did not. Now, she called you, she yelled, and then she
ended the call.
So I'm trying to see what the problem for you was, because I don't want us to speak and
because the truth is she's a fantastic person.
Was it the hanging of the call that I was like no? Was it the yelling that I was like I don't ever want someone that would yell at me?
So the yelling is one. The hanging of the call was the icing. Because even with my guys, with friends, I always say, no, you don't do that to people. Why would you hang the call? Settle the matter or say, see, I can't talk now. I don't want to do this. I just consider that it's rude to treat people like that. That's me. And I've never done it. I've done it only once in my life to a man. Then I was working somewhere. He was insulting me over and over again because I refused to help him cut corners on the business we did. Then, because I said I couldn't do that because I can't give accounts at my company where I was working. Do you get? So I can't justify it. So I couldn't do it. And then, so when the deal eventually fell through, the man called me and was insulting me. Like, insulting me. I'm like, sir, don't do that to me. I said, I'll end this call. That's the only person I've done that to in my life. So I just felt it's too rude for you to treat people like that. So when she finished yelling, didn't give me a chance to talk, and she just ended the call. I said, no, I don't like people that behave like this. Okay. So I just signed out.
Can I say something?
But lovely friend, really, because she came to me, we spoke about it. She was like, it was that thing, right? I said, yes, it was that thing.
Wow. You guys had the conversation.
That's why I said lovely human being. Because when she got married, severally her husband would call me to thank me. After she got married, her husband would call me severally to thank me. I was like, what? Say you don't know what it is for my wife. The husband called me to tell me that. He said sometimes when her head they touch, he could just say, what does this speak to Martin? I'm not joking. Because I eventually told her, I said, you don't treat people like that. Because she was one of those sisters in our church then that everybody wants to be with. Everybody wants to be her friend. Do you get? So, and you know, if you're like that, if you grow up like that as a fine girl, or a fine boy, everybody just wants to be your guy, Sha. So you can't think, see, every other person. So I was like, no, don't do that. Don't treat people like that. Human beings are important. Don't treat people anyhow.
Okay, so are there other invisible patterns or things that when you become self-aware, you should look at? Like going back to the question.
Yeah. So, you know, bullying is a real thing. Like even adults that bully people. Yeah, I've unfriended some of them. Like they bully people. I said, no, this person can't be my friend. Again, personally, on a personal note, I love people. You don't have to be my friend. I care about people.
I think that even this you're saying, sorry that I'm cutting in, because I want you to, since you've touched on it, I want you to expand on it.
What's that?
Do friendships matter when you're picking a spouse?
Friendship, like friendship of the spouse?
No. The friends of the spouse.
The friends of the spouse.
People that he or she is surrounded with.
So, again, we use the word friends or friend very loosely. We just think, sometimes when people are just acquaintances. Or like I say humorously that some people are my step friends. So my wife sometimes will say, oh, that your friend. I say, no, that's not my friend. It's my step friend. Or I say, no, it's not my friend. It's just like a work buddy or a friend of a friend. Do you get? So we use that word very loosely. But friendship do matter. If you call someone your friend many times, it's also because many times the two of you are alike. So imagine if my friend, who is my real friend, is a Yahoo boy. Like my friend, and you know him, he's a Yahoo boy, he's a womanizer. And he's not that he's my brother, he's my paddy. What would you think of me?
They bring account.
That's what you think of me now. Eh?
Now, Pika, you go.
And you say, that guy, that best friend, so
middleman.
So we may be neighbors, we may have grown up together, but is the person truly my friend? If I can beat my chest and say that person is my friend, man, I think that tells a lot about who I am. That's what I believe. So I have friends, and my friends to a great. It's not like I like. Okay, they are doing the things I'm doing. No, we are friends on the part that our values actually align. Do you get? Our values align. Not like we're not different in so many other things. I have friends that don't treat their wives the way I treat my wife. Like in terms of being very gentlemanly, very caring, but they're not bad people. So I became this person because I watched my parents. I saw how my dad was treating my mom and I didn't like it. So I learned from it. And I read, I observed people, I found what I liked. So I became that person. You get? So they probably also have that exposure. Some of them, I had to teach them certain things that, no, how can your wife be doing this kind of thing? No, don't do that. So friendship matters, really.
Yeah, I wanted to just add something to what you said about the red flags. Because this is something I think I've seen a lot on social media. And I think a huge red flag is when you are with a partner that is in competition with you.
Okay.
Like, I don't even think people, even the people that are the perpetrators of this, they don't even realize that they're doing this. In the sense that sometimes I see relationships, and it's funny because when I see people are not aware, because when I hear them speak, I'm like, you consider your wife or your husband your competition. You don't consider them and you don't think about their win as your win. You think about it as taken away from you. And so when you see people that you are, with, or whether you're having a relationship with, they don't have to be married, and the person, it feels like the person does not actually enjoy seeing your success or is threatened by it. Right. Run. Hey? I can't even emphasize how much
man
you should
or
run.
woman.
Man or woman, run. Because I think a lot of times on social media and just even like in our culture today, when I see relationships, I'm like, these two people don't like each other. And sometimes like it's almost like as if the person, either spouse, they look at the other person as an extension of them, not as their own person. They look at them as someone that's, okay, this is my own dream and my plan for myself. Okay, how can you better me? How can you help my cause? As opposed to thinking about it as how can we be in a symbiotic relationship where there is a mutual exchange of value.
Yes.
And so I felt the need to say that because I feel like sometimes, right, and I'm not just saying it's like both men and women, but I've seen it a lot of times with men because of the fact that there's this expectation that, there's this sense of, I need to humble my wife. Mm-hmm. And then you see some men that, their wife is maybe doing well, they're both doing well, whatever it is, but then they want to silence or diminish her light. And so anybody that you're with that is not trying to nurture the light that is within you, or is trying to polish you to make you shine, that is also actually trying to detract from your light. That when you do something, they're like, you're too loud, you're too much, reduce yourself. Why are you trying to be out there? Why are you trying? Watch that. That's such a red flag, because I think when we're talking about this whole purpose alignment and things like that, you don't have to be doing the same thing. But how can two work together unless they agree? You have to both be thinking that, okay, whatever our goals are individually, or whatever our individual purposes are, we have to both be working together and looking at each, like, it's like you're looking at each other as you win, I'm winning.
Yes, it's a team.
As you lose, I'm losing. It's literally a team. But somehow we have honestly diluted marriage and relationship so much in this society that it's so transactional, where it's that, okay, you are my wife, I just need you to be my this.
Yes.
This is what you're supposed to do. Play this part in my this thing.
Yeah.
You're my cook, you're my cleaner, you're my this, the husband, you're my pockets, you're my wallet, you're my this, right? So it's like You're so it's like when somebody does not see you, they just see you as an extension of what they want for themselves. That is a huge red flag. But yeah, I want to add that.
Completely.
There'll be questions at the end. Don't worry. Just take down your questions at the end.
Completely.
Write it down so you don't forget.
Yes, write it down. Don't worry.
So you're asking deep question. I get married tomorrow. It is married tomorrow. But that was actually very strong and actually very needed. Also because I feel like you said, relationships right now have been very diluted, and then there's not enough self-awareness, and the concept of marriage has just been turned to something else. It feels like it's something to just, I think people used to say that before, it was just the women that were made to look towards marriage as something that completes them. But I feel like right now, marriage is being seen as an add-on. Like, adds, it's me, my career, and add marriage.
Yes.
Just add marriage to it. Then, and then we've ticked off all the boxes. Chike, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, it was in respect to what he was saying. I think I'm somebody who had to learn how to talk. Especially someone who likes to communicate, but you don't know that there's positive communication and there's negative communication. In that instance, she was trying to communicate how she felt. The means and the manner and the approach at which she's used to communicating how she feels is wrong. I've been in that situation where I have been that person on that part, and it was bad. And I've been in a situation whereby I was the receiver, and my own did not just come with complaint in a very bad manner. I came with insults, and that was the end. That was what I needed. You don't insult me, because I will never. So we need to mind how we communicate is very important, even if it's something that we're pained about.
Okay, so I think the next thing that I want to ask is sacrifices. So I was speaking to somebody, because I was on set, and I was speaking to someone who calls herself a feminist. And then she was speaking to how, while she was growing up, right, grew up in a loving home, but got to a point where her mother wasn't working. And it's not like the mother just did not want to work. She tried looking for jobs, but then her father would tell her, oh, you can't take certain jobs because of the children. You can't do this because of the children. You can't do that because of the children. And even after the children grew up, right, the mother at some point even didn't want to work again. And then she kept saying that she kept telling her mother that, what will you do when the kids leave? What would you do when, if something happens to this man, what will happen to you? What's all of this? Why don't you just want to work? Like, how are you just so comfortable? She says, her mother says a lot that her greatest achievement is taking care of her children. And she's like, how can that be? There has to be something more to your life. There has to be this to your life. And then I sat her down and I said, that one of the things that I realized that our generation does not understand is, I don't know how to say it now. I said that, this is what I told her in verbatim. I said, there are different wars for different generations. At the time of my mom, it was okay to leave your career and focus on the children. But that did not mean that they were very unhappy or that they are unhappy. I don't think my mother says that she's unhappy for leaving her career at the bank. Her mother literally said to her that her greatest achievement is taking care of children that are well-bred, went to good schools, graduated well. And she's okay because she's at home. She has a husband that loves her entirely. And we feel that this woman needs something to add on to her life to make it great. So right now in a generation, we have people that if you say, I have a friend that she doesn't say it out loud because she feels that she'll be shamed. But all she just wants to do is to give birth, cook for her husband, and be fine.
That's there are women like that.
There are women, they don't, a lot of them can't come out to say it. She can't say it because she's like, so you will not have a business. They will not call your name as chairman. You are not co-founder. You are not this. You are just that. They are just taking care of children. You want to be fried. She's learning how to bake because of her children when she gets married. She's not learning how to bake because she wants to sell to anybody.
She should come and be friends with my wife.
She's not a catalyst. She's not an ambitious woman. She's not an ambitious woman.
I mean, she might be a catalyst, to be honest.
To be very
She's a
so
very big catalyst.
She's a catalyst. No, when we say catalyst, it's not catalyst in building the company as
When
far.
he's doing his thing, who will take care of the children?
No, now we're talking. Okay, catalyst in this way. What she does as per staying in the house, Abi. So you see, there are a lot of. So right now we have. It's like we've done it so much that simply being a mother
It's not enough.
it's not enough. Simply being a father is no longer enough. No, you people want to further this conversation. At this point, I feel like we need to cry to the women community to have mercy on men. But let's leave it at that right now. So I want to speak to when it comes to purpose and sacrificing. I feel like we don't think about, because I say this to people that, I'm a producer, I do this, and I say to people that if I do get married, my first 5 years of marriage, I don't want to think about children. Because if I eventually give birth to children,
When?
I don't want to.
Not if.
Leave her alone.
Because if I eventually give birth to children, I don't want to work for the first 5 years of their lives. I don't want to work for the first 5-6 years of their lives. I want to be at home with my children, right? And then people look at me like, so you just stop work? For what? And I think that people don't think about the sacrifices that happen when you get into marriage. And for me, I'm thinking about it as a woman, right? It's like I say to people that you better be sure the person you want to marry, because once you enter another person's family, it's so vile. Mm-hmm. There's no, even if you are loved at home, my father is not going to return his bride price. He will ask you, go, such, what do you do? So, because we have to be honest, like, there are sacrifices from both places, right? Yeah. Either as a man, but people think it's just when we get there and we say our vows. Now we don't do for better for worse again because it's very hard to the ears. So, how would you approach that? What would you say to get people to start to think about the sacrifice or what they have to give up, even in relationships? Because even in relationships, you have to give up certain things, right? If you know you want it to work, if you want a catalyst woman, you said you have to give up certain things, right? So I'll start with you. What would you say to speak to sacrificing in both marriage and with relationships?
Okay, I think that's a very, very interesting question. The first thing I would say is that allow people to do and to want what they want. Right. What you said about how sometimes people would say that, oh, how are you a mother? You want to just be a mother and stay at home and you don't want to have any office, any job, any work. Like, how are you going to be fulfilled in your life? Right. And that's what they want. That's what she wants. Who are you to say that is not purposeful and fulfilling to her? Right. And if that is her own cross and that's what she wants to do with her life, allow her to do it. I think the problem is when people think that they do not have an option or they don't have choice. When a woman is ripped of choice, that's when the problem is, right? But then if that's what her choice is, beautiful, wonderful, valid, right? That's not my own choice, personally, right? I'm the kind of person that maybe I don't know whether you use the word ambitious in whatever it is, but like, I've always been ambitious. And in the sense of, ambition in the sense of like the fact that I feel like I definitely know that, I want to have children. I want to be intentional, present mother, all of those beautiful things, right? And stuff. But at the same time, like, I also know that I am someone that will take my career seriously. I want to grow my career. I care about kind of things, right? And so what I wanted to say just here is that it goes back to alignment. You cannot be, for example, you cannot be the kind of person that I am and be with a partner that is insecure, or be with a partner that believes that a woman's place is only in the home, right? And so the truth is that person that thinks that a woman's place is only in the home and only taking care of children, and like I said, it's fine if that's what a woman wants, that's fine. But that person, the woman for him that wants that person is there. She's actually there. So why is it that a lot of times those kind of people, they now go to go and find the ambitious women and try to humble them? Yes. Why that? Why do we try to humble and make somebody something that they're not? On both sides. You meet someone that, that this kind of man, he's traditional. He wants you to be at home doing this. Or you meet a kind of woman that she's traditional. She wants you to be her sole provider. And then you now feel like you're going to be in a marriage and change this person.
I can change him.
Like, you can change him, please. Like, do not get, attached to potential or what can be. As you are seeing it, that's what you should expect. Yeah. And so it's a different thing if, like, you know, over the journey, you guys, like, evolution, the person involved, that's beautiful, but don't expect that. So whoever you see, how you see them, how you meet them, expect that, imagine that this is all they're ever going to be. And I'm not saying that they cannot grow, they cannot become more, whatever it is, but I'm such a believer in do not marry potential. Marry what you are seeing with your own korokoro eyes. You are seeing it right now. Like, if that person doesn't change, are you okay with that? On both sides. And so I think that this thing about sacrifice and everything like that is that, are there sacrifices that will come with marriage, with children, with different things? Yes, right. On both sides. But I think it all comes down to being with the kind of person that your values align in how you want to, how you believe your life is going to go. And then there's a sense of support on both sides. In the sense that, for example, it could be a thing where I know that, okay, like I'm someone that wants to, grow my career and everything like that, right? And so my husband will give me space for that. And it's not to say that, like, it means that you're not going to be present at home, whatever it is. But then you don't feel like in any way that she's not being a full wife, because she's not the traditional wife that is just only at home, right? And the same thing for the husband as well, right? So I just think that the thing with sacrifice and everything like that, I think that people are going to make sacrifices. But my problem, the thing that really irks my soul, is when people force a person to become something that they are not inherently, and to sell them a life that they do not actually choose. That is my problem. So I think that at the end of the day, like, if you want to, you want to stay at home and for example, you say you want to spend the first 5 years, not working, that's beautiful. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But at the same time, there's another woman who doesn't want to do that. And she needs to find a man that, see, the thing is that, I'm not saying that you will not ever make any compromises for your partner. You definitely will. If you're not ready to make compromises for your partner or make any sacrifice, you're not ready to get married.
Don't marry.
There's no point, because you are going to make compromise and sacrifices and everything like that. But at the same time, it shouldn't feel left field. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't feel left field. It shouldn't feel like you're now telling me, like, we have been together, like, the kind of person I am. You're not telling me that, oh, by the way, like, hope you know that you're not going to work once you have children. From where? Where does that come from when you know that this is not the kind of person I am? And so I think that, honestly, this sacrifice thing, because it's almost even like sometimes very toxic. People like, you have to sacrifice. You don't have to sacrifice. And then people just think that they are supposed to do all the things that they don't actually are not wired to do, because of the fact that there's this sense of you have to sacrifice. I think that this is what we talk about, like, being with someone that your values align. Yeah. It is so important, because if not, you're going to find yourself selling yourself short in your marriage. And it can be very controversial if you think about it without really, really understanding what I'm trying to say. It might seem like as if you're saying that, oh, you should just, it's all about you. But it's not necessarily, it's not that. It's just that two people, marriage is two whole people coming together, not a half and a half. And so I think that people need to realize that you're meeting someone who is a one person and you are a whole person. And so you have to, like, make allowance for their own individual experience as well.
So, like, your marriage is like a birth of two people coming together. The marriage is the children.
The marriage
is the child.
Yes.
The children.
Like, I would say honestly, genuinely, like, for example, like, with what I said, like, I'm married. It's going to be 3 years, like, this month, actually, this month. And yes, well, we've been together for a while, since, because we're one of those, like, university loves. So we've been together for like 11 years. But, like, genuinely, I was not the kind of person who actually ever wanted to get married early per se. Like, I just felt like I said, I didn't really have the most beautiful experience of what marriages look like. And so I was just like, in my mind, I'm like, I need to be in my 30s first, for me to consider marriage. I got married at 25, right? So I got married at 25, and to be honest, I could have gotten married earlier than that. It was even just fear that actually prevented me from getting married earlier than that. But that's a different story. But, like, I was so sure of this person that I got married to. I still am. And it was not just the fact that they saw me in a way that I, had never really fully allowed myself to be seen, but also the fact that they allowed me space to blossom and to bloom. There was no stifling. There was no diminishing. There was no life. If anything, I feel like the person, my husband, he makes me feel like if I think I'm what's me a Beyonce, he's like, Beyonce, I'm more than Beyonce now. As in, like, Beyonce don't do pass like you. He literally makes me believe in myself in a way that, yes, I believe myself personally, but he makes me believe myself in a way that I cannot even be able to quantify or explain, right? And I do the same for him. I believe in him, die. And so you're now in a relationship that literally, I feel like my marriage, we both quicken each other. We both, like, amplify each other's light, right? There's no diminishing. There's no shrinking. There's no space to be like, okay, And so I feel like, that is what marriage is supposed to be, and that's what relationship is supposed to be. Both of you might have your own individual journeys, but the person is supposed to, I think the purpose of marriage, aside from the other different things like, beautiful, procreation, all these beautiful things, right? The purpose of marriage is for two people to do life together. And in doing life together, they are actualizing their fullest potential. The other partner is helping them, catalyzing them.
Catalyst. My brother.
But so catalyze.
Word of the day.
So, but the funny thing is that catalyst doesn't necessarily mean the same thing. It doesn't necessarily always mean like, oh, okay, this person is going to be person that will make me do business. For another person, a catalyst is someone that just makes them feel at peace. Yeah. Truly, like they're like, I don't have to worry about you. Like you're the one thing I'm sure of. Right. And so it's really just, it depends. There's no one size fits all for that. But then it's like that alignment, like you yourself. That's why I said you have to know yourself. If you don't know yourself, you're going to get into a marriage where they will tell you who you are. And you're going to be like, is that me? I don't think so. But like, I want to tell you that before I got married, like, which is one of the things I said about fear, I knew myself. And so it was like a thing of like, I know who I am. And I know that you know who I am. And I know that both of us agree. And we are aligned in who we are. So I think that's just what I'll say. Yeah.
A lot of clockic moments.
That's why we call it the Unbothered show.
Yeah, about the
sacrificing.
About the sacrifice.
I think before you go, because when she was speaking, how many of us know Denzel Washington's story and how his wife had to give up a lot and had to be like he talks about it a lot.
So she can raise the children.
And so that he can be the person and the actor that he wanted to be. Yeah. And I want you to break it down. Because I know that we know that, men and women don't want the same thing.
Okay.
But I think that women know what they want, right? But men have a clear vision.
Most of the time.
Yes. Of where they are going to. Half the time is, I got to pick a woman that has to do this because this is where I'm going to. It's not even about if she's a good wife.
Yes.
Just have this for me to go. I'm understanding that right now.
And that's not so good, but
marriage most of the time is a business decision. So thinking about that story and in place of that sacrifice, right? I want you to speak to what men, or what you say most men say they actually need, and what it takes for the women that they carry along to sacrifice, and what they can sacrifice for those people.
What men need.
Yes.
Is only one thing.
What?
Is peace of mind.
But everybody wants peace of mind.
No.
Hey, women, people don't want peace of mind.
Hold on. The peace of mind may come differently. The peace of mind for men may be different. Do you get? Because, again, to each his own. Some women want to raise their children. Some women want to conquer the world for their family. I also have met women who said, I don't want to have any child. So, but what I do is I interrogate your why so that I can tell if it's from trauma. Because some of our women that are very career driven today, some of them is trauma based. I don't want to say most of them. Some of them is trauma based. Now, trauma based on the fact that they saw the abuse from home. Daddy, because he was the only one working. Right? Then they also saw that mom had potential becoming something, and that stifled her. And they said, no, that can never happen to me. I'll never allow any man to do that to me. Why some saw that dad was not able to provide, and mom stepped up. And it was a big trouble at home. It was murky waters to navigate through, and they said, okay, I'll never be in this position. So it wasn't necessarily because dad was treating mom badly, but dad couldn't step up. Mom had to do several things, and they saw it. They saw the embarrassment and everything. Do you get? So I like to interrogate why. so you can get the balance. Because somebody's married to Ibukun Awoshika. Somebody's married to Ogunlesi, Rough and Tumble. And there are plenty like that. Like godly women, at least from what we can see outside, right? That somebody's married to them. And if you hear them talk about marriage, like you're like, wow. So I think that we cannot use somebody else's life, as it were, to plan our own lives. So, and sacrifices comes for both partners, for the husband and then for the wife. So I once said to somebody in counseling that if you want to have children, you said something just now that when I get married, I don't want to have kids for the first 5 years. Then after I have my kids, or if I have my kids, in your words, I don't want to work for at least like 5 to 6 years. Okay. You're not married yet. You don't have kids yet. So you don't know how that would be. So I think in all honesty that if you want to raise children, you want to be intentional about raising children as a couple, then I think the two of you have to look at your lives. First of all, that self-awareness, where we are going. Again, the man sets the tone to where we are going. That's the order of creation. The man sets if you are a Christian, that's how it is. The man drives the vision. Right? And then the role that you people play in that is unique to you guys. So if you already have that settled, then, because again, people don't talk about these things. It was when we were dating that I said my children will not go to school. It wasn't, we don't marry, finish. I can't say, I'm thinking of this homeschooling thing. No. I said, no, I don't want my kids to go to school. Okay, why? See the reason. Right now, school is not helping. So this is what we want. So how do we do this? And we had the talk. And guess what? We're still having the talk. We've been married 9 years. My son is 7 years. That's my first child. Do you get? So we're still having the conversations. But when we get to this, how do we do this? Okay, this is what I have in mind. This is what we do. Because we're together. So she's sacrificing. I'm sacrificing. Some people would think she's sacrificing the most. Because she truly, all she wants, she told me from when we're getting married, all I want to be is just to be a mother. I said, there should be more. Not because I don't want it to. Are you sure there's nothing you want to do with your life? And guess what? We got married before she started going to school, like tertiary higher institution. Because all the while she was in her father's house, she dropped out like twice or so. Like 3 times. She didn't go to
corrected
school.
you.
But now we got married and I said, okay, no, there's something there. Pick up this thing. Do this thing. So while she's doing it, and I said, we're not going to have nanny. We will raise our children ourselves. So when she's not around, who's with the kids? So some people say you did try. I said, they're my kids. What do you mean you did try? They're my kids. We're together in this bus. It's a team. Right? It's team effort. So I take her to school. Sometimes I stay there and wait with my children. We'll play. So her lecturers they're wondering, how be this person? I said, yeah, it's the work. It's what I signed up for. So it's a woman's job. Madam, find where you go put the children. No. No, it's not that kind of thing. Do you get? So I think that have conversations and be sincere. Don't just follow what's happening in society and trends.
Yes.
And if you are here and you just want to be a mother and raise your kids, it is valid. It is godly. It's supreme. But if you want to build a career, please, like she said, that kind of person, there are men that they want their wives to be career women. There are men that want their wives to be career women. Like, no, go girl, go get it. Do this, do that. So such people are there. Why are you disturbing the one who wants to be Eche? Sorry. Who wants to be Igwe and he just wants you to stay and... So, no, but he's so nice.
That wants you to just
because
rest.
Some men, once you're married, everything it's over with everything. Just stay and sit down and be serving me. So if you're that kind of woman that wants to do that, such men exist. If you're a man that wants that, don't go and get somebody who has double PhD. I'm not joking. Don't go
for the top.
Unless if the person who has that double PhD is.
I feel like it's a thing of, I don't know if it's a pride or an ego thing.
Yeah, it's core.
Because this, bro, I have stories for days. Like, I have people who, like, I know of a lady who was going to go for her PhD, and then from her PhD, when she comes back, she was going to get a promotion to a very top bank. And then this man had come and I was like, you know what, just after the wedding, you will go, then I'll sponsor it. Bro, like, after the wedding,
He switched.
if you look at this woman today,
Because people do change.
bro,
So, but
she asked for money to go outside. Someone that had, like, bro, it was bad. It was bad. And then she now is on a part where she's feeling very ashamed. She can't walk out of the marriage because it feels like people warned her.
So misaligned purpose. Did you see that? So again, it's not necessarily the fact that the man wants to be a carpenter, the woman wants to be a carpenter, so we work. No, it's not that kind of thing. It's the fact that we are going in the same direction. The man says, this is where I'm going. I'm going to Gwagwalada. The woman says, oh yes, I was actually going that direction. So yeah, follow. Say, I'm going to Gwagwalada. I say, no, I they go in Bejuleki.
But more they go.
But no, they go. No, it won't work now. It won't work. So let's be sincere. Let's remove the trains of, oh, my guy, he works in Slumberger. Oh, my babe, can she be head of marketing for Microsoft? Remove those things. Talk to yourself sincerely. Know what you want. Again, that's why I always go back to self-awareness. Identity. Know what you want to do with your life. Woman, man, where you are going. Don't think, when we reach that bridge, we'll cross it. Especially for women. I beg you. Cross it now that you are dating. Talk about, although some of them may tell you, yeah, no, it doesn't matter now. But again, if you are Christian, that's why you need to trust God to know. And then I always say that the signs are always there.
Always.
We just don't pay attention.
Always.
The signs are always there. People cannot pretend that they are not pretending. They can't. People will always be who they are. One of the things that reveals the most who a person truly is hear them talk. That's why Jesus said, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Just let them talk. You would know. So the signs are always there. So if, for instance, as a lady, you're dating a guy who is so nice and is so gentle and all that, he's not talking to his father and mother. But he treats me like a queen. Just wait. Say, Papa do one thing like this, or Mama did this thing. No, I've not spoken to my mom for like 10 years. And there are people like that. Say, no, the woman offended me. Oh, really? And he's nice to you. And he treats other people terrible. And you think he's nice to you.
One day.
And he will come and
tell
you that this is what I did.
He's giving you carrots. Stick is coming. Stick will come. He's just giving you carrots. It's bait. Do you get? So it's the same thing with. So when I was younger, I'm still young. That's what I said when I was younger. So there was this sister. Then I was living in Benin that everybody
You
thought.
have plenty sisters.
I do, mess. I have them plenty. Everybody thought, this girl, this one, that one. I said, nah, she's not respectful. They're like, So one day she heard it. She said, but I respect you the most. I said, it's me you respect. I saw how you treat the mechanic. How you treated the mechanic. Because he's mechanic. Somebody that I call Egbon. I saw the way you spoke to him. Because you think there's nothing you can get from him.
Think about it.
Think about it. So how does your guy or your girl treat people that in a way seem like they are less than her or him? Go treat you like that one day. I'm telling you, guaranteed, you'll be treated like that. That's why if somebody doesn't respect people, generally, it's a big red flag for me. If you don't respect, that's why I did that thing I did with that friend. I felt that was completely rude. If you can treat me like that, that is your friend that you claim to respect, what would you do to people that you don't care about at all? Then when we are married, if push comes to shove, how will you treat me? So I did not need rehearsal. Don't worry, no explanation.
At all.
Cut off.
NDDA.
I think this is very important, especially because why did I keep saying especially because? But it's really so for me, right? I think that yes, there's self-awareness, but I think that we need to get I tell people that you need to get to a point where if you don't know how to identify things, be writing down.
Yes.
Say, oh, when he said this was how I felt. When he said this person was how I felt. Because
Evaluation.
patterns are very important. It takes us back to patterns, right?
Mm-hmm.
Patterns are very important. And you have to look beyond the patterns that are showing up with conversations with you.
Mm-hmm.
There are things that you do with someone that you want to go into a relationship with. It's showing up with you. But away from that, look at how the person is talking to the next person. How the person is texting. And I like to say, try to have there's someone that was saying give tests. You know, when men used to do all these give tests. Women don't give tests, but me, I used to give tests like mad. Because because it's to be very honest, and when I say test, it's not you know when we do this whole testing thing, it's like, can she cook? I want to test her food first and see if it's sweet, if I can continue eating this when I get married. No, it's like for me, it's more I'll check your mindset because a lot of us don't know that we have been conditioned a lot.
Yes.
And then the way you grow, the things that you saw as a child, especially like I've begun to understand that childhood matters a lot than even the adulthood of a person. Because a person can be 30, but still be suffering from what they saw as a 5-year-old person.
Yes, fixation.
Right? And they don't even know how to navigate to come out of it. And they're still there. And then they're acting out with that mindset. And you are there thinking, why is this person mad? You don't know that it's the 5-year-old madness that is just continuing.
Fixation, yes.
Right? So I think that, again, I say to people that you need to understand your patterns. Yeah. Then from your patterns, you begin to see how patterns show up in like the life of the person that you want to be with. Is very, very important. And I think even when she was speaking, what I wanted to say is, for me, I think women really need to go back to understanding what motherhood is. And this is very important for me to say here because we have a society that is very bad right now.
Mm.
It's crazy. It's crazy that sometimes I want to just go on a long rant, but I'm not a content creator, so I off my camera. I'm not even joking. And there's a movie that I've been trying to remember the name of the movie, but it was a Christmas movie where everybody came home and normally, the only reason why they come back is for their mother. Like their mother, their father. And that year, their mom had died.
Oh.
And they came home. The two sisters were not in good terms. The brother was doing something else. Father. But one thing that was very specific in that movie was somehow they just kept looking for their mother. This person just did not know how to bake. They wanted to bake their Christmas dinner, but they didn't know how to do that. The person wanted to do this for their father. They didn't know how to do that. This person wanted to start a career as a politician, but he needed to sell one of the area orphanages that the mother had grew up in. And then, I got to a point where his father was like, if you sell this, your mother is going to be turning in her grave. And he had to give up that career and say he's not selling. They looked for their mother in the smallest places. But then we're now in a place where to be very honest, I get career because I'm a very ambitious person. So I cannot even say that I want to just between motherhood. I'm not sure I know how to do
I
that.
believe that motherhood is a career.
Sorry, sir.
I actually believe that.
Well,
So don't let somebody shame you.
But I say that we need a new crop of mothers that understand motherhood because we're getting into a different, which is gentle parenting. That one is worse than what we went. Like what we went through as children that we feel like we have so much trauma. Gentle parenting is going to kill a generation. Gentle parenting. Don't beat my child. My child is not wrong. Oh my God, Junior, don't do this. I validate his feelings, self-awareness, self-affirmation every morning. Gentle parenting.
Evil that we are borrowing from
cultures,
so to speak, civilized world that are not even civilized.
Gentle parenting is going to end a lot. So we need new crops of mothers that understand values. What it means to instill values in children and what it means to mother a family.
Yeah.
Right? What it means to mother a family. That's really what I want to say. But I think that we're going to go into questions because I'm very afraid of... I don't want to give you the mic. I don't know. He has been shouting questions before we even started. Right? So we're going to go into questions. If you have questions, the mics will be passed. Do I have a different mic? Or we have to use this one? Okay.
Sorry,
No, let him go. Why not?
sorry, because I had like what you guys were saying, and something just really struck to my mind, and I wanted to say it before I forget. Although I'm asking this question for
Somebody.
Chooks.
He's never for himself.
No, you never ask.
And Eben he sent me a text to ask this question.
Show us proof.
Okay, so I want to talk about ambition, especially with women, and also the contrast with men wanting peace of mind. Now, from my own little maybe thesis. Maybe the word is thesis. And just I'm seeing a lot of people also in a community that I'm used to. I notice a big trend that when you find such an ambitious woman from people that want ambitious people, and it's so great, especially when maybe you're hypersexual, it stimulates you, you want to have conversations, I want you to grow, let's grow, it's a growth world, right? You guys are co-founders together. One of the things that I've noticed is that it's never mutually exclusive. The ambitious women, and this is not absolute, but most of the cases that we've seen are also very combative in nature. Hear me out. It's not absolute. I'm not saying they are not women that, can balance both. But I'm saying that we have seen women that are ambitious and you love them. You love that they stimulate you. You guys are having conversations. You can pop up an idea and she's like, don't worry, we can make this work, blah, blah, blah. And it helps you. But do not necessarily play that other part where you actually need peace. So it's like you love and you hate the same person. Not love and hate. I mean, you don't necessarily like the person as much as, I don't know how that works out. Yeah. So what happens in this situation is that you also then find somebody that is not necessarily very ambitious, but the person can also give you a version of peace of mind that you deem fit. I don't know if that makes sense. And I'm saying this because I have had actual stories and situations of people that I've worked with, and this has been the major issue, to say that this person is amazing, she's ambitious, I like the way we vibe, but we get very combative when we, going through conversations, like what you said, and what you said is so valid, so you can complain that, hey, I've been waiting for a bit, are you still coming? But if you begin to shout and you cut phone, it means that you don't necessarily know how to communicate, gently, not because I won't do that to you, so why are you doing that to me? Right? So I understand that part, but I've even seen very extreme cases where they're amazing people, but they are very combative. And this is a major issue, and I tell you, it's a major issue in the dating landscape right now. And then you now find people that are completely, oh my God, they're here, they can listen to you, but they don't have that drive that you want.
And you want drive.
And you want drive and you want peace. So you drive and peace. You have to choose one. I don't know if you have to choose one.
You don't have to choose one.
Yeah. How do we balance those things? And I'm really serious. These things happen, right?
Okay, so I wanted to add something because I think, and some of these issues, like, some men, especially on social media, are like, oh, men are not loved. They're just there to provide. But a lot of times, especially in like modern days, also like women are not loved. They're convenient. Like a lot of men think of women in terms of what she would do for him, rather than this is an individual with a life and separate from me. So a lot of men think of women in terms of, and I mean, it's valid since a man is the head of the household and should direct, right? But I've heard a pastor speak and he said that especially for women, you need to be aware of this man chooses you, but then you have to choose him back. So with this, a lot of men that are looking for driven women, it's almost like you're looking for co-founder. But the fact is, in a romantic relationship, you're not looking for a co-founder. You're looking for a nurturer. And sometimes, because men can't separate business relationship and personal relationship, and for some women, if as a woman in a career, Me in the office and me at home are not the same person. Not the same person. So I've had guys in the workplace that will expect me, especially if I manage you and I'm giving you feedback and you expect me to be smiling when I'm giving you the feedback and giving it to you gently. It's a workplace. If it's my significant other in a romantic relationship, how I'll communicate it might be different. But if we're in a work setting and I'm giving you feedback, and not feedback that, oh, you did well, and I'm telling you did well. You nearly fought with a client in the office, and I'm telling you off, and you expect me to say it in flowery terms. Doesn't work. And I think sometimes men can't separate what you're asking this person to give you in the context that you're operating in right now.
So I think it takes a great level of maturity for you and your spouse to do business together. Do you understand? No. Yeah, because sometimes, again, if you cannot separate the fact that this is workplace. So when we are arguing out a matter, I'm not arguing with my wife. I'm having discussion on this business with my business partner. Do you understand? So it takes some level of self-awareness for that to even be able to play out correctly. So that being said, is you don't have to choose between drive and peace of mind. Because again, sometimes people don't know that what they say they want is not what they want. When it comes to men who are looking for career-driven women. So it gets to a point where that when they now get home, they don't, because again, we are going back again to self-awareness because they don't even know who they are. They think, no, this kind of woman I want. And then when they get there, you want to stifle her. But you said this is the type of woman you want. So now let her be the woman that is conquering the world of business, of whatever business. So I always think about it. A man is married to a Konja. And they've raised their kids. Right? They've raised their kids. So maybe go and listen to those people. What's the person's name I called before? Ibukun Awoshika. They've raised their kids. So I told my wife once, she had a meeting with this Ogunlesi woman, rough and tumble. Not like they had a formal meeting. We were there at my friend's office who was working with her. And then the woman met her. So they had discussion. The woman was like, wow, come and work with us. This is that. She was excited. My boy was barely 1 year that time. He was modeling for them. And then she called me like, the woman said I should come and work for them. I said, okay. I said, that's good because she loves children. She likes children's things. I said, that's fine. But where would we put the boy? So she said, I can't come with him for the interview. I said, okay, but I have work tomorrow. And we don't have nanny. Then I said, why not suggest to her? She makes children's clothes. I think it would be a big win for them to have a crèche. And most of her staff are women. They put to bed, they go for leave, maybe like 3 months or so, I don't know. And then they leave their babies. So why not? Yes, why not get something? Because it's children's clothes you sell. So branch out into that thing. So I asked my wife, I said, think about it. How much is she going to pay you really? How much do you think she will pay you if you come to work with them? Now, bring that money, put it into our lives. What would it do for us? Are we willing to collect that money and abandon this boy? Would that money even be enough to get somebody to take care of this child? And my wife is very particular about who comes to take care of my child. She told me once that nobody can raise your child better than you, not even your mom. Like, not even her mom can raise her child better than she would raise her child. Do you get? That's because she also wants to be a present mom. And I want to be a present dad. So I said, let's consider it. Does it really work for us? It doesn't work. I see her I've always seen her like that. That, okay, even though she said, no, I just want to be a mom. I said, you will be consulting. And she has done that a few times. That's why I said, go to school, go and get this documentation. Because that's where you are going. But it may not be now. So I then told her that there's nothing wrong in building a career. But let's think about it right now. We're just starting this family. Do you think you can be pursuing a career and I'm pursuing a career? If we don't want to have kids yet. But since you're also strong on, I want to have kids. I want to have my kids because I did tell her, let's wait. I want to have my kids. You can't do the two at the same time. So hold on. the time will come for you to launch out. And I'm there, ready for the support to push you, to make sure that you get there. I'm even pushing her more than she's pushing herself. Do you get? So, you say what? So, so Isaac. so I think that the being combative doesn't come necessarily with the being driven as a career person. It may be there, but sometimes people who feel that they are marginalized, sometimes, like when you push somebody to the wall and then they want to bite. Sometimes some ladies feel that way. Like when you are driving, for instance. When you are
Lagos
driving,
Road.
and there's a woman driving, and if they already feel that they are marginalized, they want to show you that, waiting because I'm a woman. So sometimes that plays out. It's trauma. So understand, if the person is your person, understand where it's coming from. And then deal with it decisively. Do you get? Be calming down too. So look at the positive and look at what you can do to help in that area. But if it is just, no, this person just likes to fight, and decide if you want to marry a fighter. So she wanted to say something. Yes.
Yeah, Isaac, just like to your question, the ambition and people having bad character, basically, right? Coming with. So I definitely don't think that, it's like a one deal package. I think that when you probably encounter that people who are ambitious women who have like this combative character or this whatever his character is, because is in the workplace, they have learned that yes. That energy, they have to be extremely tough, so they've learned that and they don't know how to put it down. And so she said something about how you are like in work is not different from how you are in a relationship. Like, let me use myself as an example, right? I know I said earlier that I'm an ambitious person, but I wouldn't say I subscribe to like this relentless chase of ambition where it's just like, you now find like what you said is like trauma. You're actually just trying to feel something in you that is not yet filled. When I talk about ambition, for me, it's a sense of, I know what I'm here to do, and I know my purpose, and I know the things that God has called me to do. And so I'm going to do that thing that God has called me to do till the end. It's not necessarily about the fact I'm trying to prove anything to anyone or try to be like, I'm on this relentlessly chase for like ego and just trying to get something. Is the fact that I'm like, okay, I know that God is telling me to do this, and so I'm going to do this. So the ambition is not anchored on kind of like, would I say, like the materialistic standard validation is based on identity, actually. So it's like, I think that sometimes separate, when your ambition is tied to something that is maybe like an absence of something, it reeks in ego, it reeks in attitude. You see some of the people who are the women who sometimes are like the top in their field and in their industry, and they have the worst attitudes. They are rude, and people say that no, like that's how they got there. No. I mean, you got there. You didn't have to beat that to become that person. Yes. But of course, that was like an easier way to become that person, to be that, to go through that route, right? And so I think that like now, as I was saying, my own example, I'm someone who I would say is ambitious in that sense, like, okay, I have a drive for career because I know what I want to do, right? But at the same time, the person I am in my career, like career, all of that, is not the same person I am at home. I find it's so funny because, it's, you come into the office and, for example, having a leadership position, like I'm always the one that is telling people kind of what to do or lead or whatever it is, right? And so it's almost like after the end of the day, I'm exhausted of that. Mm-hmm. I'm like, can someone else tell me what to do? So it's not necessarily that I'm like, okay, it's like I ruin my brain, right? But at the same time, it's like I'm not bringing that same structure that has allowed me to succeed in an ambitious or career-driven space to my home, where I'm trying to now be like, okay, I want to now be controlling. I want to now be this. I want to now be egotistical. If anything, like I drop all of that, right? And so I think that sometimes those people is because they haven't done that work to be able to find themselves outside of what they do. Yeah. So their identity is anchored or tied to their work. Yes. Their validation is tied to what they do for work. And so somehow those really, really like rugged skills, they have learned it and it pours out and it trickles out on every other thing they do. Yeah. And so it's like finding people who have mastered, not mastered, because I know they were all on this journey of mastery. You're not going to have mastered, but finding people who know who they are outside of their ambition, aside of, they realize that, okay, like I might be very stern in the office, quote unquote. I don't think you need to be stern in the office, but you know what I mean? Like I can be more that in the office, but then when I come to like my boyfriend, like it doesn't have to be my boyfriend, and it's like that speaking to him in a different way. Like there's more love, there's more respect, there's more not that you're not respecting people in the office, but it's a different tone, it's a different approach. But a lot of times, if you do not know who you are outside of your ambition or your career, it just bleeds into how you act in your relationships. It's why sometimes you meet some people. I met someone that I'm like, she's, very, very well accomplished and whatnot. And then when you speak to her, she talks like everyone is her slave. She just talks like everyone is beneath her, like everyone is. And I'm just like, I can clearly see that the reason why you're like this is because of the fact that you treat people that you work with like this. And so somehow you don't even know how to separate one or the other. You just think that everything is just that's how you are. And I hate that statement of that's just how I am. No, like, the thing is that this self-awareness we've been talking about, right? Because you know yourself, that means that you should also know the things about you that you need to work on. Know yourself doesn't mean accepting your rubbish or your toxic traits or accepting the fact that, I just have anger issues. My dad, but can we cap that excuse? Work on yourself. What are the things that you know that based on your life, your experience, what it is? I actually know that I have this issue. I know my own. You have to know so that you're not from a place of brokenness or from a place of bleeding on another person, right? And so I think that it's really just a thing of like that person those people probably need healing. They need to heal. They need to learn how to communicate. They need to learn how to be more, emotionally intuitive, and it should not just be like barking at other people and just being argumentative. But I don't think, like he said, I don't think the ambition or drive necessitates, being somebody who has a horrible attitude. Yeah.
Definitely. Chike, do you want to say something?
I didn't want questions though.
Okay. No, I think I wanted to say something, but I don't even know if because I'm weighing it in my mind like, okay, it's not opposite of what you're saying, but so I'm trying to come from like a considerate part. And so this is what I mean. I feel like as a human being, God created us in a way where we're constantly evolving. And this is why I would say so, because what he said, I feel like I can relate to it. So I don't think it's combative, but people think that sometimes I can be aggressive and very proud. But I'm not. I'm just very clear goal. If you want to have a conversation with me, first thing I ask you is, are you very open? Because I'm coming from left, right, and center. I don't know how to have conversation on one side. Like, we're going to go with facts. We're going to use Google. We're going to use Bible. We're going to use everything to have that conversation to the end. That's me. Right? But I also know that the combativeness that he probably is speaking about is a part of people. I feel it comes with ambitious women, not those that are coming from trauma. I feel there's a certain level of assertiveness and something that people think is an aggression that women who come off as very ambitious have. Of not accepting nonsense.
I like it.
So you like it. There's probably
and I don't see it as challenging.
So you know why you can say this, which is why I said that I'm trying to come from somewhere, but I don't know. Like, I'm trying to put a word. So you have done your work to know that it's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
Right? A lot of people have not done their work. Some people probably have done their work on themselves and probably have not encountered ambitious women that are very assertive.
So he's talking about assertive. He said
combative.
He said combative.
What does he mean by combative?
So are you going to give an example?
Like, is it attitude? Is it like fighting? Is it argumentative?
So, and that's why I use this example. Communication. It has nothing to do with if you can take nonsense or not.
Yeah.
It's great if you cannot take nonsense. It works. It also has nothing to do with, how you speak to your coworkers or how you make it's perfect. What I mean by combative in this statement is communication. So I feel like it's so important for any human being to be compassionate. It is so, no matter how terrible things get, it's so important that when you want to come off to an individual, compassion is such a big deal for me. If you want to come off at me and you, like he said in that case, something happens, you bang the phone and you shout, and no, I will not accept that. No, I didn't do anything. I'm just saying that it's so important. So for me, sorry, sir, just 1 second. I think that, and this is one of the things I learned from last year to this year, and I've been using it a lot. It is so important to be firm and not harsh.
Yes.
That's where I am now. I can tell you, I am not doing this thing. And I will not shout on you. I say, I'm not doing this. No, I'm not doing it. You will shout, but I'm not doing it. And because I've made a decision with myself. So my own issue with combativeness is communication. That something happens, you would scream, you would shout, you say, I'm strong. No, I don't want all these things.
No, that's different. So that's toxic.
That person is a fighter.
Yeah, so everything is a fight.
That one is a toxic person. That is not. I don't even think that one has anything to do with an ambitious person. That person has bad character. Plain bad character. No, that person has plain bad. You have a question?
Isaac, can you give the mic to her?
There's something that has been said over and over and over again, and I like to correct it. You keep saying an ambitious woman that is assertive. It comes with ambition. It's not always like that. When you meet a woman who has probably lived a life that needs healing and has healed and has come into her own and knows who she is, she doesn't have to be ambitious to be assertive. She knows what she wants. Yeah? You can't tell her, sit down. No reason. You're not my husband. Who are you? Why? So it's not only an ambitious woman that is assertive. A woman who has done her work, knows who she is and whose she is. That woman will be assertive.
Yeah, because I've seen situations where at workplace, a man wants the woman to be treating him like, and I'm like, oh God, that's not your
That's
wife
like
now.
70% of the men at the workplace.
Like, don't try it. So I even counseled. I said, don't take that nonsense.
Like in
don't.
society, like,
so I'm like, don't take that
70%.
nonsense. For what?
Men don't know how to understand that this is not like, I know be your wife. Then you not hear something like, I get your type for house.
So what? Go to the type. Go to the type.
Like how we take reach this conversation, right? You want to send a mail. Like I remember one time my friend had sent a mail. She's an HR. Sent a mail. She showed me. She was like, Zora, come help me see something. She sent a mail, and then the guy responded to her as like, I can see that you will not be able to speak to your husband properly.
Chai. So
your HR will give me
so already that man have self-esteem, self-identity issues. Because personally, when I meet a woman, especially when I know that somebody's married, I address them as ma. I don't care about the age. Like, madam, sorry. So even if I don't know that you're married, I just respect people. But if you think that I'm doing that because I feel inferior, then you will meet the man that I am. Yes, because like you said, I can be very firm. I'm not apologetic about what I want to do or what I want, but I'm also gentle. So because I'm not in competition with anybody.
Oh.
So it's easy for me to respect people. It doesn't take anything from me. I just feel that that's how it should be for human beings. Just respect people. So I don't do, and I even small girls say, no, for what? I don't do that. The same way I don't do it to guys. So when people do that, or a woman is assertive and she's able to tell you this from that and that, you feel threatened already. It's you that have issues, not the woman. And if a man does that to a woman, the woman feels marginalized. No, perhaps check yourself. Maybe you're the one that have issues.
Yeah.
Do you get?
So we have questions from. Does anyone have questions here?
I just want to.
We'll come back. Let me.
Something.
Okay.
I think I want to come back to something that Pastor Martin said, and that has to do with peace. And I think I want to directly talk to my fellow guys.
Live peace.
I want peace as much as we all want peace. But also, we also need to also do better.
Yes, sir.
I've seen a lot of guys hide under I want peace. I want a woman to take rubbish because they want peace. You cannot want peace, hide your phone because you are talking to multiple girls and expect peace in your home.
Chike went to say
Because
hide
they
your
know.
phones. Chike's friends, how many of you are hiding your
No,
phones?
it's what I'm seeing. And no.
Choose.
I'm not looking at.
Sorry.
Why is everybody looking
Sorry,
at
before you go ahead. But truly, men, listen to this. Men, listen to this. If your wife, if you're already married, okay, maybe, no, let's say you're not married. Let me just tell you now, those that are not married, the peace that you want, you have to be the one to first give it.
Bam!
It's coming from you.
That's why I said that everybody wants peace. Because it's like me, especially if you're an ambitious woman. I think that when I come back from work, If my husband comes back and says, "Where's the food?" Bro, me already like this. I run out of my house. Like my house, so that's like for my siblings. Like once in a week or twice, I run to go and look for where my head will
Man,
rest.
you set
Do not
the
get my
tone.
that kind of person.
You're the
No,
one
no.
that set the tone. You are the one that sets the tone in your home. So if the woman is not giving you peace, you were the one that bred that trouble.
Unless the
So
woman
one
is a
day,
bad
many
woman.
years ago, I was listening to Miles Monroe. He said, a woman is a man, but a man with a womb. Say she's just like the earth. If you put a grain of corn into the ground, it comes back multiplied, right? Yeah. It doesn't give you just one grain. Full, good measure, press down, shake it together, and then it will run over to you. So when sometimes my friends are saying, man, your wife, see, you're lucky. I say, no, I sowed the seed. I planted. No, I know. Yes, I know I'm blessed. I'm a blessed man. But I planted, listen, guys, I planted that seed.
Yes,
before I even met her.
The best
Very
of women.
important.
Before I even met her, I was planting that seed. In saying it, in being that person that can do all those things. So as she was coming, I was already on that journey. So it was easy for her to follow. So, but if I was cantankerous, then there will be no peace now. So don't be saying, no, I just want a woman to give me peace. Organa, you go sow the peace.
Nurture the peace you
will
want
sow
in
that
your
peace.
home as a guy.
You sow that peace. Sometimes you sow the peace by what you do, and then sometimes by what you don't do.
Yes.
The nonsense you take and the one you don't take. The boundaries you have set. Self-awareness, going back there.
Yes.
Identity, self-identity. The right one, the godly one. So it's truly us. So I was on the blog. I was reading one blog recently, and one known pastor's daughter recently got divorced, and she was talking about it. So I went to the comment section. They were just lambasting. The normal thing that they do in society. Women. This. That. Yeah. And I said, we all say everything rises or falls on leadership. Do you know that more, I don't know how to put the equation, but I would say 80% of the time, if a marriage or relationship doesn't work, it's the man.
Actually.
It's not the woman, it's the man.
Yes.
Because you are the driver. You are the driver. So it's either you are not driving correctly or you're not driving at all. You are the driver. So it's more, I'm not saying you're at fault. I'm saying you are responsible for it. So all this, I want peace. Organa, you they bring the
No
peace.
choice.
You put it inside the womb, man. She brings it out and gives and delivers it to you. You put seed inside, fine baby boy come out. Now the same thing. Whatever you sow into them, they'll multiply it and give to you.
And what he said is not a lie. When he says they are driving you, sometimes you have just given up. You don't know that you're not.
You hear what she said about her husband now?
Very important.
Imagine if that person is not self-aware and the person is not as driven as he is. You can't marry this kind of woman.
Yes.
How? Then you say she's a bad woman. All these women that have career and that are fine, and so then they do. Oh, really? No, it's not true. It's just that you couldn't handle her.
Yes.
So we have questions. Sorry, I want to take one question. We have two questions before I come to him. But I'll take one question from our anonymous community online. And so the question says, what is the importance of having similar backgrounds and upbringings in relationships? Do you really think it's, for me, I would say, I don't think it's similar backgrounds, but it's like similar values.
Yeah, I don't think it's similar background. We do not have similar backgrounds, but it's values. Our values align. We're going the same direction.
Yeah. Definitely values.
It's values.
I don't think it matters if you have similar background.
No, it's what is the
background? No,
what is the importance of having similar backgrounds?
So background can be good, it can be bad, right? But where are you now? Now that you want to get married or that you are married? Because my background was my dad beat my mom, and then eventually there was separation, and we're 6. I'm third child, and I was 8 when they separated. And I practically raised my other 3 siblings. And I had 2 elder brothers who were not aware. So that's my background. But that background shaped me. That's what God used to shape me. So I was thinking about it that, okay, I don't want this. But it's not actually like that for my other siblings, the guys. Do you understand? So if you then look at it and say, it's from a broken home. No, people from broken home, they always have broken marriage. You'd be lying. That's one. Then two, my wife's own background is very different from mine. Right? But her background could be trauma for her that she needs to heal from. Or it could be good, and then mine was traumatic. So I think what's important is at this stage of where I'm going to get married, where am I? Exactly. Do you understand? Yes, where am I? Who am I? Because I told her one thing. I said, see, I know we have cultures, traditions from our different homes. I think that we should make our own. Create our own traditions. What do you want? What do I want? So forget where we're coming from. In my house, Christmas is big deal. Oh. We go all out. We shop. We do this. I say, I don't like it. Okay, why don't you like it? Okay, see. I think the force is too much. This, that. Okay, where do we meet? So we can't say, no, in my father's house. Every Easter. In my father's house. On Christmas Day, my daddy always cooks. But that's your daddy's house. This is not your daddy's house. So it is, what have you picked from your background that can work for the two of us? In the life that we are building, good or bad. So we don't have to have similar background, but we have to be similar on our values, where we are going and where we are.
I also think that...
You want to ask a question?
No, I wanted to get...
You got to the answer.
Okay. Yes, no, it's not necessarily, it's not important. It's where we are right now. Yes, it's not important.
Awesome. But it's also important to discuss and know where you're coming from.
Yes. Because, if you understand where both of us are coming from, you understand why. Okay,
things are happening.
I have had to be healed from abandonment issues. Because for the longest time as a young man, if I hear you talk about your mom, I'll be feeling sad, I'll be crying. Because my mom left.
Hit me.
So I would dream all the time begging my mom to come back.
Mine was my biological father.
And then I grew up without a mom, without a dad, and I didn't need anybody in my life. Do you understand? So it was tough, but that's how I grew up. So now, I'm married. I told you guys now, for the first time after I was married, in many years, I married at 35. It was when I was 37. I think that's when we had my child. That for the first time in my life, I was missing somebody. After I was 8 years old. You know that's trauma.
Yeah.
And yet, it's not that I'm a mean person. So it means that somewhere or another, I'm closed. I don't allow people in because I'm afraid of abandonment. But that was the first thing God healed when I became a Christian. Like, people come and go. Sometimes not because they are bad. They can't help it.
Yes.
Situations of life.
Yes.
But God said, I will never leave you. That's what healed me.
Hallelujah.
He said, I will never leave you, no matter what.
That's why we need God to do that.
So now if somebody comes and goes, I'm not mad at the person. I'm not fixated. So, but it was strange to me when I was missing my wife. Like, I didn't miss somebody. So, see background. Do you get? But, so, and I'm sure sometimes you'll be wondering, does this guy even love me? But yes, I do. But eventually we got past it and we're better. 9 years. We're 9 years, October 1st.
I think this is something. Woo! Let's clap. Chooks, clap.
What did you do, Nana?
I don't know. Now you carry today, so no verse I call your name.
I always tell her that. I go live long. I want you to live long. That's why I do some of the things I do.
But ladies and gentlemen, check out Uncle Chooks on Instagram. You'll love his content.
Because not try me. I'm not going to do this life alone.
No, I think what I wanted to say was still going back to the fact that healing doesn't happen once.
Yes.
And then it shows up, and then when it shows up, you have to remind yourself that you are healing.
This is this thing. Yes.
And this is just a thing for that. But another thing that I think that is quite good to mention is Chike has said to have conversations about the background.
Yes.
But I also like to say that when you're having conversations about the background, help yourself and ask yourself if you are mature enough to handle what can some truths
Yes.
to be able to
Yes.
help to navigate.
No, especially men, you need to know that.
Yeah, because for
Now we
example,
demand some
I have
price.
someone. I know that I know someone that had taken care of his father as a young boy,
Mm.
and so his mom was working. His father was very sick.
Oh,
He was the last son. You know, his siblings had gone to university. He was the one that had to take his father, and his father was, maybe because of the sickness, was very brutal to him. Was
oh
very
wow.
insultive. Used to cuss him out, but he would still come back, make the food, take him to bath, do this one, come back. So now, if you ask him about women who work, he will say that, man, he's not doing that. Oh.
And he wants a woman to stay at home, not work.
He doesn't. No, he's like, you have a business, but not the one of, you got me. What if something happens to me tomorrow? You'll now leave my child to go through something,
Oh.
because he feels like you don't need to leave a child to go through that, because the child doesn't even understand what's happening to the father.
Yeah.
The only thing the child knows is that I'm sorry for something that not concern me. When you are working and you're making money.
And on our
But then
two
I had
on
to
our
get
two
to the
Bs.
point. I was like, your mother had to make the money to take care of your father's bills. Imagine she was in the house with you.
Exactly.
If she was in the house with you, you will say that they did not take. There was no
It
money.
was a
There's
tough
not
one,
this.
yeah.
That was also speaking to sacrifice that people have to make,
Sacrifices,
and
yeah.
then as children, because that's. Remember, this was what I wanted to say at a point. As kids, and then we come up and we say we have trauma. I think that people need to go back and sit down and weigh these situations. A lot of the things I feel like people call trauma are just situations that they don't understand. Because, for example, this situation, your mother just never spoke to you one day, but she was grinding because your father was sick. You were the only person available because your siblings were in school. Should your siblings come back and sit down at home?
And our parents used to do that. They won't explain things to you.
Yeah.
Because you now, you are certain things you're not explaining to your sons. Because there are certain things children will never be able to understand. It's same I said to the friend I was saying, my mother, I said to her that the reason why you have mouths between church is because your mother trained you.
Mhm.
If your mother did not train you, you didn't go to a good, you will not be doing church to be like, oh my God, I feel you should be this. So we now get to a place in our life, because that's the truth. We get to a place in our life and we have a high. A very big high that we think that we know everything.
Yeah.
We now become, we show where, English, trauma, depression. Oh my God. English, we just throw words around, but we don't say, I feel like people, it's like, again, I say people know a lot. They say a lot, but they don't know how to handle a lot. And they don't even know how to bring solutions to. So all you know is just no. No. Oh yeah, bring solution. Oh yeah, help yourself. That's where you're lost. So it's not really about even just understanding that you have a background issue or he has a background issue. Can you handle the truth? And when you know the truth, you know that truthfully, this background thing can come up even
Yes.
inside the marriage.
Yes.
What would you do then? What? Because you have to keep that in mind. What? And when I say keep that in mind, it's not that you now use it against the person all the time. Or no, you just need to be mature enough to understand that we'll have to go
We're in
past
this
it at
together.
some point.
Yes.
Or we're in this together. You still want to ask your question?
Thank you very much. So my question goes to you, sir. Should we see relationship as a true test for a marriage or for marriage? Because I have met some people who tell me what you can't tolerate as a man while you're in a relationship, don't expect you to change when you get married. And then to the lady, there are some ladies that be like, you're not married to me yet. You don't expect me to treat you in a certain way. You're not entitled to be felt, to, get this kind of feeling from me. When I'm married or when we are married, I'll do this, I'll do that. So what do you think, should be the notion? Cause, there are some red flags, you might see as a red flag to you, but, maybe you just hope that when you get married, you can probably change,
Okay, I think
And-
relationship can be a great pointer to how your marriage would be. Do you get? So, and like she said, when she said don't marry potential, I hope you know what it means. She's saying don't marry to say it go change or she will change. That's the potential she's talking about. She's not saying don't marry somebody that has potentials. She's saying don't say it's because we're dating now. When she don't marry, things will change. Oh no, it will change when we are married. It's because we're dating now. No. Do you get? So the rules that apply in relationship do not 100% apply in marriage. I mean, in dating. Because don't expect husband or wife privileges when you are dating. You didn't come to cook for me. When I was single, no, I made boast. No lady washed my clothes. I don't agree. I said, no, I don't agree. So one of my girlfriends washed my clothes once. I was very ill. She came to the house. I wanted to start washing the clothes. So they were there. I couldn't. So she washed. And I did. That was the only time. No, I won't name names. So nobody, I did not allow it. Do you get? So I don't know, unless if you can give practical examples, but that the lady they insult you or the guy they beat you now when they date, and the one who don't marry go change. That's preamble. Or it's her birthday and you spoiled her. It's your birthday. Say, oh baby, happy birthday. You say no, when we are married we change. Nah. Or she spoiled you on your birthday and on her birthday, the most wonderful queen in my queen. Then you ladies, you know you are good at making excuses. No, he does. I know if he has. Do you understand? So there are always red flags. Like I said there are always telltales. They are there. Sometimes we just choose to be blind to them. No, my own they see.
So you think these are not things you could have a dialogue and...
Yes, you can have conversations.
And if there is maybe a clear sign to change.
So I have a friend that when he was dating this girl, on her birthday, the guy went all out, invited friends, go spoil them for one lounge. All of us go there, drink, eat, play, dance. On his birthday, it was a king that was born. And I told him, no. Raw, no. And it happened more than once. No, she had
It's not about the money.
If she didn't have the money, it's not about the money.
So
she knows his friends. So call his friends. There's something I want to do for him. You get something. It's not about money. It's about you organize something. It's not about money. The computer for your DM, a king is born. Now Jesus Christ. That one is in Matthew chapter 2. Do you get? So don't do that. But again, if you strongly know that this is my person, maybe this is just something that they have learned, it's just about, you can test it now. Have conversations about it. Male or female. Have conversations. And if the person now tell you, no, see, I be a woman, I know they do that kind of thing, blah, 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 after you're not my husband. Then she don't tell you clearly. Don't think when you're a husband now it will happen. When it's your birthday, she will still, don't be you talking about. When it's your birthday, when you're married, she will still tell you, baby, it's your birthday today, where are we going? You go spoil us.
But then again, we are not 100% perfect. So what if there are other amazing qualities you really like about this
choose
person?
Your poison. Choose your poison.
So there's always poison.
Okay, maybe let me not call it poison, but there's always something you compromise on.
That's where the sacrifice comes in.
Yes. So when I was getting married, some of my friends were asking me questions about this. I said, don't worry, it's okay. That's the woman I want to marry. Yeah. What about this? I say, yes. With all this, I want to marry her. Yeah. So there's always something you compromise on, but that depends on you. Me not go accept insults and bullying. I'm not taking it for anything. Some people don't mind saying, so then they talk. When we're dating, I told her, and I said, I don't do all those jokes where you go say, I hate you. No. I take it serious. Don't say it's jokes. Say, I hate you, get out. No, I don't do that. I'm not interested in that.
So what if, like, in your situation now, the girl that, raised her voice at you, what if to some men, they could decide to talk to her?
Yeah, it's okay. Now them, it's not my key.
She's married now.
I'm married. The lady's, yes, she's married. And somebody found her and loved her. Came to me and thanked me.
Other qualities, you couldn't take that one.
No, I take the one I take day, okay. Don't want to take work.
Thank you so much, Pastor.
So I think the last comment on that is when people say know your 80 and know your 20.
Yes.
Just know what you can take and what you cannot take. Don't they try to convince yourself.
Convince yourself.
Did you get? Kamsi, do you want to say any last comments?
No, I'm just saying based on what he said, like the don't marry potential. Like I think what you asked about, if they're saying that, oh, this is how they are, they will not do this until you're married. I feel like that thing that they're doing when you're in a relationship, they will still do it when you're married. Yeah. That's just the truth. Like it's very, very hard. And I think that even when girls say that kind of thing where they're like, oh, I won't do that for you, my husband. I know that it also comes from a place of that trauma of like, they've seen a lot of people do that and it didn't lead them into anything. Yes. But I don't subscribe to the fact that, at the end of the day, if you want to do that for someone, do that for someone from your heart. Let it not be, there's these games that we play, these transactional games of like, oh, I'll not do this, I'll not set trap for him. If he doesn't do this, then he shows that. Be who you are. Let the person meet you at the full essence of who you are. And then if that means that you want to do this for them or you don't want to do this for them, let it be yourself. Not because someone told you that, oh, this is your husband. I feel like you are allowing your life to be dictated by another person's experience by saying that, oh, I'm not going to do that because they said that if they do that, whether or not you do or you do not do, the person that is supposed to marry you will marry you. It's not by all this you're doing, right? And so just be yourself. And just to wrap it up, like, don't marry potential. Like, that's the hill I'm willing to die on. Don't think that, they will blossom when you get married. Once you just put the ring on that church, this is the queen. She'll just change, she'll just transform. What you see, you're going to see more of it in the relationship, more of it. So, yeah. But yeah,
Thank you so much, Kamsi. Thank you so much, Pastor Martins. This has been a very wholesome conversation. And I think the one word I want us to also take home as we leave is consideration. Learn to consider yourselves whether you're dating or whether you get married. It's a very, very important sign of love. Thank you guys for coming around today, for listening to the conversations. Thank you for the questions. And please, a round of applause for our awesome guests that we have with us.
I also want to say thank you for always contributing and being an interactive crowd. Like, it's something to be seated down here, but have people who contribute. Who laugh. Some people will just keep face like this. I'm like, brother, we're not quarreling. Thank you so much. Let's give a round of applause for ourselves. Thank you so much.
Engage with our content on Instagram. Follow us. Subscribe to our YouTube. Share the conversations when they go live. We have amazing conversations from the past sessions on YouTube. Share them with people that it will bless. And we do this every second Sunday of the month.
I would say next month we're having a very, very interesting conversation.
Interesting.
I'm highlighting it from now.
Yes, please. You guys need to be here. You guys need to be here. Trust me. And invite somebody when you're coming next time. Thank you so much, guys, for coming around. We love you guys.